and welcome to That's English.
Hello. In our last programme, we talked about a multicultural and multiracial Britain. Do you remember Alex, who said that The Echo was a racist newspaper? Well, today, we're going to look more closely at racism in Britain.
To begin, we asked some people this question. Do you think racism is a problem in Britain today?
Racism is a problem in Great Britain today, but I hope that in the future things are going to get better. I think that children are growing up together much more in mixed schools today, and that's going to help a lot.
Yes, I do think there is a large problem with racism in Britain, and it's certainly something that needs dealing with in the near future.
I don't think racism is as much of a problem as it used to be, say, in the 1960s when my parents first emigrated to England. I think now the problem's lessened.
I think racism is more of a problem now than it was. It is not so bad as in many, many other countries, but it is there, yes.
I think racism exists in this country, but I'm not sure how to deal with it.
I'm not sure how to deal with it. No sé qué hacer al respecto. That's the important question, of course. How do we deal with racism?
What do people think about that?
Racism, I think this is terribly difficult. It's got to be education, for a start. If you are ignorant, you're going to be prejudiced. And it must start early in schools.
To fight racism, I think we should have a black Prime Minister.
I think racism is a problem all over the world, and I think what we have to do is be conscious of it and make sure that we as individuals are not racist.
I think the first thing you have to ask yourself is, are you racist? And if you are, then find ways to fight the racism in yourself.
Be open-minded.
Be open-minded. Tener la mente abierta. That's a very useful word when you're talking about difficult, serious topics, like this one, racism.
There was a very useful word there. Fíjate en cómo llaman los ingleses a una persona que tiene prejuicios.
If you are ignorant, you're going to be prejudiced. And it must start early in schools.
Now, you probably noticed that many of the people we spoke to found that this was a difficult topic to discuss. It wasn't always easy for them to express an opinion. They didn't say, this is good and that's bad. They didn't say, we must do this and we must do that. Instead, they ummed and ahed, balbuceaban o titubeaban.
No, the British don't always like talking about serious topics.
Especially with people they haven't met before.
How to be British. Talking to strangers about serious topics.
Do you think there are too many foreign people in Britain?
I don't know how many foreign people there are in Britain. And I don't care.
There are a lot. And there are going to be more. I mean, would you shut the door?
Well, it's politics. It doesn't really matter to me.
Oh, I'm glad.
Another drink?
No, thanks. I'm fine. Well, what are the Conservative Party's views on immigration?
Are you sure you won't have a drink?
No, I'm fine. Well, what about the Labour Party?
The Labour Party?
Yes. Are you going to vote for them?
Am I going to vote for the Labour Party? That's rather a difficult question.
You don't like talking about politics, do you?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I don't mind. Goodness me, is that the time? I must be going.
I don't mind. Goodness me, is that the time? Dios mío, mira qué hora es.
Tony, what do you think? Is racism a problem in Britain?
Goodness me. Look at the time. We must get on to the next part of the programme. No, I'm joking. But it's important to remember, don't talk about politics with strangers in Britain.